something unseen is moving again. Archangel Michael brings this message not as a whisper, but as a divine alarm. A dark force that once retreated is returning. And this time, it's not just after your peace, it's after your space, your energy, your home. You may have felt it already, the strange heaviness in the air, the restlessness in your sleep, the way familiar places feel unsettled. That's not coincidence, it's spiritual activity. And before nightfall, you must be ready. Heaven never sends a warning without purpose. When Archangel Michael speaks, it's because the hour is sacred and sensitive. The darkness approaching isn't just physical, it's energetic. Old cycles, unclean energies, ancestral shadows, these things are looking for places to land. And if your house, your spirit, your thoughts are not protected, they'll find open doors. This isn't to cause fear. It's to prepare the faithful. Because protection is always available to those who seek it. Some forces don't announce themselves loudly. They creep in through spiritual laziness, through unspoken grudges, through emotional clutter, through the things we tolerate because we think they're harmless. But in the spirit realm, there's no such thing as neutral energy. Everything either brings light or invites darkness. And right now, the balance is shifting. Heaven is urging you to choose, to cleanse, to reset, to defend what is holy. Tonight is not just another sunset. It is a spiritual threshold. What you allow into your space now will take root deeper than you think. Archangel Michael is not only speaking, he's already standing guard for those who understand the urgency. But spiritual defense is a partnership. Heaven will protect you, but only if you position yourself correctly. That means removing what doesn't belong. That means praying with intention. That means walking your space and declaring it sacred again. Don't underestimate the spiritual weight of your home. Your space holds energy. Your walls remember prayers, or pain. And tonight, what lingers in the shadows will try to return to places that feel familiar. That's why this warning is urgent. If you've been procrastinating a spiritual cleanse, this is the time. If you've been ignoring the nudges to clear out toxic habits or thoughts, this is the final reminder. Because the force returning isn't just looking for you, it's looking for entry. Some storms are not sent to destroy you, they're sent to test your shelter. And your shelter isn't just physical, it's energetic. It's the boundary between what's holy and what's harmful. Archangel Michael doesn't come to bring fear, he comes to restore authority. And right now, he's offering you the wisdom and the warning you'll need to guard your space from what's approaching. You might feel a sudden urge to disconnect from certain conversations, avoid certain places, or distance yourself from people whose energy feels off. Don't ignore that. That is your spirit discerning what your mind can't fully explain. It's not judgment, it's protection. And when Archangel Michael is near, your discernment sharpens, because heaven doesn't waste warnings on casual moments. This is a sacred hour. Your awareness is your shield. Cleansing your space isn't just about burning sage or lighting candles. It's about what you allow to stay. What you give permission to take root in your atmosphere. Are your thoughts creating safety, or are they feeding anxiety? Are your conversations elevating your home, or weakening its vibration? The force that's returning is subtle, but powerful. It's ancient. It knows how to enter unnoticed. That's why Archangel Michael urges you not to wait until nightfall. By then, the test will have already begun. You've probably felt spiritually tired lately, not because you're weak, but because your energy field has been absorbing what it was never meant to carry. This is your sign to release it. To take back ownership of your peace. To walk through your home, physically or spiritually, and reclaim every corner in the name of divine protection. Speak light. Speak truth. Speak safety into your space. Because if you don't, the returning force will speak confusion in your silence. The energy that's coming isn't new. It's something that once tried to bind your bloodline. Something your ancestors fought silently. But they didn't have the tools you do. You've been given awareness. You've been given spiritual armor. You've been given warnings in divine timing. What you do with this moment will ripple across generations. Because protection isn't just about shielding yourself, it's about covering your lineage. The enemy of your peace does not knock. It slips through cracks. And those cracks are often emotional, anger left unresolved, fear allowed to linger, trauma kept buried. Tonight, you are being given a chance to seal those spaces. Not with rituals, but with truth. With presence. With a renewed sense of what it means to spiritually own your space. This message didn't reach you by accident. It was marked for you. The force that's rising may be dark, but the presence beside you is far greater. Archangel Michael is not afraid of what's coming. He's prepared. And now, he's asking if you are. Some signs may already be showing. A sudden chill in your space. Tension that rises without reason. Disrupted sleep. A heavy silence where there was once peace. These are not just emotional moments, they are spiritual symptoms. Your house, your body, your atmosphere, they're sensitive instruments. And when spiritual weather changes, they feel it first. That's why heaven is sending this warning now, so that you're not caught unaware. Tonight is not about fear, it's about focus. Darkness feeds on distraction. It looks for homes where no one is paying attention. It looks for spirits who no longer believe they are under attack. But you're different. You were drawn to this message because your spirit is still awake. Because your soul recognizes a pattern forming that can't be ignored. The same energy that once tried to take your family's joy is now looking for a door. You are the one chosen to keep it shut. You don't need to shout. You don't need to panic. Your authority doesn't come from noise, it comes from alignment. The more grounded you are in light, the more resistant your atmosphere becomes. The force returning is old. It has haunted generations with fear, confusion, stagnation. But it cannot thrive where faith, clarity, and discipline are active. It cannot survive in a space that has been spiritually claimed. Archangel Michael stands near your threshold, not just as a guardian, but as a reminder. That what enters your life tonight depends on what you allow. And this is your moment to say, not this time. Not in this house. Not in this mind. Not in this spirit. You are not who you were the last time darkness tried to visit. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are more aware. And you've been prepared for this exact moment. There is peace on the other side of obedience. There is safety on the other side of surrender. And there is divine power in simply taking authority over your space. Not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. Heaven responds to intention. And tonight, your intention to protect what is sacred may be the very thing that breaks a generational stronghold forever. What you cleanse tonight may not only protect you, it may protect those who are spiritually asleep in your home. Not everyone will understand the shift. Not everyone will sense what you feel. But that doesn't make your awareness wrong. It makes it necessary. You've been appointed to intercede, to interrupt, to stand between what's returning and the ones you love. Your prayers have power beyond what you see, and heaven moves on behalf of those who act in faith. This is the hour to listen carefully. To observe not just what's outside your walls, but what's been allowed to remain within. Old emotions you haven't fully released. Lingering bitterness. Hidden fear. These are all entry points. And the force that's coming is drawn to weakness left uncovered. But covered in truth, your spirit becomes impenetrable. Covered in clarity, your home becomes a sanctuary. Archangel Michael is reminding you, you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to be present. Take this seriously. Not in panic, but in purpose. Walk your home tonight. Speak light into your rooms. Clean out the clutter, not just physical, but energetic. Anything that carries the weight of old pain or confusion must go. The air must be light. The space must be claimed. The door must be spiritually shut. Because once this force passes, it will look for another way in. And what you do before nightfall may determine whether it finds one. This is a divine moment. A rare intersection between the spiritual and the earthly. And you are standing right in it. You were guided to this message not because you're in danger, but because you've been chosen to guard something sacred. Your peace. Your purpose. Your lineage. You have more power than the fear wants you to believe. More authority than the darkness wants you to remember. And tonight, you step fully into it. The angels are already positioned. The signs have already appeared. And the choice is now yours. Will you treat tonight as just another evening, or will you respond as someone who knows what's at stake? Before night falls, center yourself. Even a few minutes of stillness can shift the energy in your entire environment. Light a candle if you feel led. Speak words of truth out loud. Walk through each room and bless it with intention. Ask for divine covering, not just for yourself, but for every soul under your roof. Because when the spiritual veil thins, it is your voice, your presence, your awareness that anchors the light. Not all battles are loud. Some are fought in silence. Some are won in prayer. Some are prevented simply by being spiritually awake. That's why you're here now. That's why you were drawn to this message. The darkness that's returning was hoping to find you distracted, but instead, it found you alert. It found you listening. It found you reclaiming your space. Tonight isn't about fear. It's about faith in action. Archangel Michael doesn't come with panic, he comes with purpose. And he's reminding you of your role in what's about to unfold. You are not a victim of what's rising. You are a guardian of what's holy. You are not just reacting, you are responding with spiritual authority. So protect your house. Protect your peace. Protect your calling. Before night falls, choose what you will allow into your atmosphere, and what you will cast out. Speak with the power heaven already gave you. Move with the boldness your spirit already carries. You've been chosen for this moment. And when the night passes, you will know, you didn't just survive the storm. You prevented it from ever taking root. There are sacred moments that don't announce themselves with thunder, but rather arrive in a whisper, and this is one of them. A moment where what you do in the unseen will shift what happens in the seen. The energy you set before nightfall will determine what is allowed to enter, and what is commanded to leave. The spiritual realm is watching not just what you say, but how you prepare. As the sun sinks below the horizon, it's not just the world growing darker, it's the spiritual gate opening wider. Darkness always moves more freely in spiritual silence. That's why so many people feel heavy at night, even if they can't explain it. Their atmosphere hasn't been claimed. Their space hasn't been spoken over. But yours can be. You have time. You've been warned. And that alone makes you already ahead of what's trying to return. Archangel Michael does not exaggerate. He doesn't arrive for drama. When he speaks, the spiritual climate is shifting. And this message came not to scare you, but to remind you that you are not helpless. You are not unguarded. You are not alone. But you must respond. Your energy tonight cannot be passive. This is the moment you spiritually rise. Not in fear, but in conviction. Not in panic, but in precision. This is where you draw the line. The force returning isn't new, but this time, it won't find you unaware. It won't find an open window. It won't find an unguarded gate. It will find a watcher. A protector. A soul who understands that peace is something worth fighting for. The spiritual realms don't just respond to light, they honor those who know how to carry it. And tonight, you've been called to carry it into your own home. So speak. Declare. Cleanse. Reclaim. This is not superstition, this is alignment. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to prepare. And whether the world believes it or not, your actions tonight will shift something invisible, but deeply real. If this message stirred something deep in your spirit, don't ignore it. Like this video now to seal this moment of spiritual awareness. Comment below, "My house is protected by divine light." Let your words activate your faith. Share this video with someone you love, don't let them face tonight's battle alone. And if this warning reached your soul with power, tap super thanks and stand with us as we keep these divine messages flowing. Because this isn't just another video. It's a spiritual alarm. And you heard it for a reason. Subscribe, not as a habit, but as a declaration. You're choosing divine alignment over darkness. You're choosing to protect what heaven has given you. And you're not standing alone, Archangel Michael is already guarding your gates. But your voice? Your action? That's what turns your home into holy brew.